I am Brillianist. I'm sixth. I meditate from time to time, not necessarily every day or even once a week. But when I do, interesting things come out of them. I recommend that everyone meditates. No idea what your meditation sessions are, but as a minimum, your mind will be quieter. You will be at a greater level of peace. And those are good. Anyway, me, personally, meditation is a bizarre session of an information download of things that I have no idea are coming until they come. The last time I meditated, I met the Horsehead Nebula, which is a bunch of cloud dust, space dust, things like that, stars, so on and so forth. But there's also a very dense congregation or population of souls that have been together for an exceedingly long amount of time, longer than the age of the galaxy. They tend to not involve themselves over much with the rest of the activities of the galaxy. They tend to observe. And it has been known by science for a good while now, that nebulas tend to be a hotbed for young star development. Well, in talking to a soul from the Horsehead Nebula, it said pretty much the same thing. That, yes, we clump matter together, we make stars, we make solar systems. Because from time to time we want to see new life from the outside come into us so we can watch and observe, and sometimes we interact. But it is our way to interact with the rest of the galaxy. I thought that was kind of interesting. Anyway, the Horsehead Nebula is made up of a billion plus souls, something like that, lots and lots of them. And the core of those billions have been together for trillions and trillions of years. So long that they no longer are really individuals anymore. They have been together so long in a cooperative, open, sharing relationship with each other for so long that they can't separate themselves anymore from each other. Which is fine. There's no rules for how souls do things or don't do things, so this is perfectly okay. Other souls can go join if they like. Stay for a day, stay for a billion years, whatever. And all are welcome, and all can leave when they choose. And this is the nature of nebulas, and they all are clumpings of souls that have been together for a very long time. So in this session, I met the Crab Nebula. And the Crab Nebula is in regular communication, telepathic communication, with the souls of the Horsehead Nebula. And all the nebulas around the galaxy are this way. So a rather interesting little piece of information to come my way in meditation. In meditating this afternoon, again, the way these things come out is just not anything I would ever expect. I can't describe some of the strangeness that comes out in these meditation sessions, the sorts of information that come my way. So I'll just start right smack in the middle. A specific soul was brought to my attention, and this one has, in one incarnation, been the historical character, the religious character, Jesus. He has also, or the soul has also been A nun that lived in Germany in the 1960s. Had been a few other historical characters, for example, Martin Luther, who, wrote his little, whatever it is, 13 points or whatever, and nailed it to the Catholic Church door, and hence started the Catholic Reformation. This same soul had also been a gentleman that I met in the late 1990s in Alabama. Anyway, as we were communicating, as information was transferred, these different lifetimes that had lived would be brought to mind. A couple in the Old Testament, too, of the Bible were presented, and a few others that I didn't recognize. So anyway, it has been on Earth for at least 6,000 years or so, according to biblical reckoning, and probably longer. So then it came to my mind, because this was a transfer of information, not me having to ask or to wonder, but, it's just presented. This is what happened. Anyway, this soul used to be in a different solar system in this galaxy, and it was discovered there, and there is a method to use quantum mechanics to corral souls together and to forcibly make them move to someplace else. It doesn't hurt them, but they have to move in front of this quantum mechanical wave front. And so this is something that was done to this soul that we would all recognize as the historical character Jesus. Anyway, it was on this other world, and it got discovered that it was there and that it was parasitizing the emotional energy of the peoples of that world. So they got together and they gathered up all the parasitic souls that were at their world, corralled them all together, and shoved them here to Earth. And that's how it got here. And here, on this planet, of course, it continued right where it left off on that other world as a God character that should be worshipped, so on and so forth. Basically, a emotional vampire, a emotional parasite, and, well, I will talk about parasitic souls on a different occasion, but suffice to say that there are a great many souls that do this. They parasitize the life forms of whatever world that they're at for their emotional energy, and they consume it sort of like food. Anyway, I'll just use that name Jesus since it's something that we all know. That character is just one of many lifespans when it has taken on a human form to do a course correction or to rebolster its religious stronghold so that it had followers, so that it could then feed on the positive mental and emotional energy of worship and prayer and so on. And it's done this many times. Many times. Anyway, yeah, I don't much care for that aspect of this being, of this soul. But at the same time, it is also one that is generally caring, and in some of its iterations, for example, like Jesus or that nun or Martin Luther, while its agenda was to bolster its religious side of things so that it always had worshipers, it was also trying to teach things like, say, caring about others and don't kill each other and don't rape and steal and things. So some aspects of what that soul does, I don't really have any problems with. And other aspects, well, it's an emotional vampire, and I don't like you for that. Anyway, rather curious piece of information to come my way, once again in a meditation session. No idea what meditation is for you, but I hope it's as curious and as bizarre as my meditation sessions are. Well, I am Brillianist, and I wish you peace and well-being and care and goodness.